So good day, ma'am. This is my video compliance in our subject COG5. So section 40, declaration against interest. So the declaration made by a person deceased or unable to testify against the interest of the declarant if the fact asserted in the declaration was at the time it was made so far contrary to the declarant's own interest that a reasonable person in his or her position would not have made the declaration unless he or she believed it to be true, may be received in evidence against himself or herself or his or her successors in interest and against third persons. So, a statement tending to expose the declarant to criminal liability and offered to exculpate the accused is not admissible unless corroborating circumstances clearly indicate the trustworthiness of the statement. So, Section 40 is an exception sa hearsay rule. So, normally, statements made outside the court cannot be used as proof because the person who said them cannot be questioned directly in court. So this rule makes an exception for statements that go against the speaker's own interest. So mag-apply ni if an person who made the statement or called the declarant is patay na or cannot testify in court. Second is, at the time na gustorya sila, so ang statement was so harmful to their own interest that no reasonable person would say it unless they knew it was true. The third is na ang statement can be used as evidence against anyone, dili lang sa speaker. And so, special rule nini is to if an statement is nag-admit to a crime and is used to prove another accused person is innocent, so it will only be allowed if yaoy extra proof na showing na an statement is trustworthy. So, requisites. So, A, that the declarant is dead or unable to testify. B, that it relates to a fact against the interest of the declarant. C, that at the time he made said declaration, the declarant was aware that the same was contrary to his interest. And D, the declarant had no motive to falsify and believe such as declaration to be true. So, all four requirements must be met for the statement to be accepted. So, number one is, declarant is dead or unable to testify. So, kung makakanto sila sa court, so you must bring them as a witness instead of using their out-of-court statement. So, number two is, statement relates to a fact against their interest. So, it must hurt their finances. So, sakit siya sa bulsa or so it must hurt their finances, property rights, or expose them to punishment. Number three, if an declarant knew the statement was against their interest when made. So, they understood na that what they said would harm them. So, number four is no motive to falsify. So, waray ila rason para mamakap or they had no reason to lie and to truly believe that what they said was true. So, why does this rule exist? Or na sa nag-exist in the rule? So, sa necessity, because this is often the only available evidence kay waray ato lain na pamaagi para makuha nato ang facts since the declarant can no longer testify. So, in trustworthiness, so naturally, ang tao mag-protect sa ila own interest. So, no one would falsely admit something that loses them money or kuha na nila property or isend sila sa prison. So, such statements carry strong proof of truth or ng tinuod. So, interest covered. So, proprietary, penal, pecuniary, and penal. So, the declarant must realize at the very time of making the declaration that his declaration is against his interest. So, that a reasonable man in his position would not have made the declaration unless he believed it to be true. It is essential that at the time of the statement, the declarant's interest affected thereby should be actual, real, apparent, and not merely contingent, future, or conditional. Otherwise, the declaration would not in reality be against his interest. So if the declarant is still alive and available as a witness, his declaration would be admissible only as an admission against himself or previous or if he testifies. His statements against interest, which he now denies, would be admissible against him as a prior inconsistent statement in some instances. So, one statement must harm one of these interests at the exact time na it was made an unwritten statement. So, not in the future. So, number one is pecuniary o the financial or money-related interest. So, proprietary and rights over property or ownership. The last is unpenal, exposure to criminal liability and punishment. So, People versus Toledo and Delgado, GR number 28655, August 6, 1928. So, facts. Si Senado Holgado and Filomeno Morales fought a bolo duel. Morales died at the scene. Holgado was seriously wounded. Before Holgado died, 1 month later, he made a sworn affidavit before the municipal president stating, "I fought Morales alone. No one else was present or helped me." So, Eugenio Toledo was later charged as an accomplice in the killing. He offered Holgado statements to prove he was not involved, but the trial court rejected it as hearsay. So, ruling ng Supreme Court, the statement is admissible under Section 40, Rule 130 as a declaration against interest. So, Holgado was deceased, which means dili siya ka testify personally. O ang iya statement was against penal interest. Taking sole blame for the killing directly exposed him to criminal liability or homicide. So, a reasonable person would falsely admit to such a serious offense unless maglaong nan tinuod. So, the statement was based on his personal knowledge of the event with no proof of improper motive para mamakap, and the trial court erred in excluding the evidence. So, si Toledo, ang conviction ni Toledo was reversed o acquit siya. He was acquitted. That would be all, ma'am, and thank you and good day.